I'm going to be talking about Gustav Klimt's portrait, The Baby, or Baby. So I'm going to be talking about love in the portrait. In this painting in particular, I think love is really shown through physical touch. It's also shown through the colors and the shapes in the painting. And then there's multiple different types of love depicted in the painting. So to start with, I think it embodies physical touch because of all of the multicolored like fabrics and textiles and things of that nature that are encompassing the baby in the portrait. I think the like pillow situation going on behind the baby's head is also super important to the aspect of love and physical touch in this case, because the baby is obviously very comfortable, it's well taken care of, it's clearly nurtured. It's a little chunky in the face. I mean, it does seem sort of pale, but overall it seems well taken care of and loved. I think that the elements of the painting, like the elements of art that contribute to love, like color and shape, are also super duper important. There's a lot of red going on. The baby's lips specifically are red. Red is the color of love. I think there's a lot of blue as well. Maybe the baby's a boy, color, gender situation. But I think the most interesting part to me was at the very forefront of the painting, there's this white shape figure. It looks like the body of a woman. And I think that represents a maternal love for this baby in this painting. I think that it's also like an agape sort of love shown in this painting, because obviously there's no reciprocity that you can get from taking care of a baby other than that is your child and you have unconditional love for your child. Paintings that it's similar to, I think Life and Death, or Death and Life, is a painting that's really, really similar, just color pattern wise. I think it's super similar, although Death and Life might be a little bit brighter. The colors in Baby are a little more muted, but there's an equal amount of color. It's not like just gold or something else. I think the backgrounds are also really similar. Gustav does this muted background situation in both of these portraits, I guess to signify that what's going on in the background isn't as important as what's actually in the portrait, which in this case is the baby and all of the textiles and things of that nature. So I think that is all on Love in the Baby by Gustav Klimt.
Gustav Klimt's painting called The Baby has a lot of textures that are most similar to his other painting titled The Portrait of Adele, Block Battle 1. The similarities allow the texture to lead up to the faces that are most important in the pictures, as in the Portrait of Adele. She is supposed to be the center of the painting, and that's why all of the gold texture leads up to her face, which makes her face really pop. But in the baby portrait, all you can really see is a bunch of silhouettes and textures, and then as you follow up the picture, you will see the baby's face. This symbolizes love for me because it's almost like you have to search for it in this kind of sense. You have to search for the person that the artist loves or that you love. And another thing that symbolizes the love to me is the fact that it is a baby. A lot of babies symbolize the purity of life and new stardom, and motherly love is one of the most sought after loves there is, just because it's an unbreakable bond that a lot of people want to experience. And this painting of the baby really clarifies that love for me, because as you can see almost through the middle of the picture, there is almost a silhouette of a woman's body, or what some might consider a woman's dress, which could be a part of how that baby came to life and a part of that mother's love for that baby. Another part of it was you can also tell how the baby has almost like a quilt made of textures made for him, which can also show that he has maybe like some love from other people, just because it doesn't seem like just one person gave him the part of the quilt. Like, a lot of people may have come together and made the quilt for him, which just symbolizes the motherly love once again, that someone would do that for him. And then the painting has a lot of colors to it, and it doesn't really have one central color. I would just consider the entire painting to be kind of dull, but the parts around like the woman's body that is shown in like the middle of the portrait really are like more gold and stand out, and so do the colors closer to the baby's face. I think that Gustav Klimt was trying to portray the love language of affection and physical touch, just because that mother's body or silhouette just being on him is what babies crave, is their motherly love and the motherly touch. So that could be the little love language that Gustav was trying to portray in this picture.